Welcome to the podcast, Fearless Evolution, episode 36. And today we have a very special guest, Tyler Fierro, who started from very humble beginnings and is currently has a multi-million-dollar fitness coaching training business. So incredible story of overcoming adversity, overcoming the naysayers, and tune in to hear exactly how he built his money printing machine. And if you are a fitness coach or in a position that wants to get into business, he elaborates on exactly how he did it and the challenges and hurdles he's overcome. So stay tuned. So you were in the military, you were looking forward to the gym.
Mm-hmm. So that's usually the first thing I always ask is like the gym, the highlight of your day. Once I got out of the military, I started competing. I didn't know I could make money from it. I started making YouTube videos. And from doing that, people would start to show interest in my content. They would start to reach out to me. And from that, I learned I could create a business from it. So that's when I started selling fitness programs. I was selling them for low ticket, $50, $100, $150. After doing that for an amount of time, I learned about high ticket. Then I hired someone to teach me how to do high ticket. Long story short, within 3 months, I was making over $50,000 a month. Within 3.5 years, made around $4 million. And then I started helping people do exactly what I was able to do, which is build online service-based businesses, primarily in health and fitness. So that's pretty much
That's the fast lane story.
That's the fast lane story. Yeah.
Let's freaking go, bro. And so what is it about it that keeps you motivated and keep you going at the speed that you're going, from living this lifestyle for a while now?
I don't know, man. I think, I hate to say this, but I think you're either born with it or you're not, because I never feel satisfied. I'm always wanting to progress. And I'm not saying that's a great thing. Maybe I wish I could be satisfied and not want to progress and not want to push forward every day. But every day I just want to always progress. That's where I find true passion is progression, is moving ahead. I don't like to stay stagnant, stuck. So it's not even something where I'm super motivated, I'm overly disciplined. It's like something I have to do each day. I have to push forward. I have to progress, or I feel like I'm dying.
Yeah.
That's literally the truth with that.
Well, that's dope, bro. So what is it like? Okay, so if I was, let's talk about this in real life. So my business, right? Currently, we have the Pathfinder business. It's still doing good, whatever. It does $30,000 a month.
Okay.
This business does $5,000 a month. It's a baby business.
Yep.
But we have a mutual friend. His name's Omar.
Yep.
And I admire his business model. It's similar to yours. It's a fast lane model, right? For me, and it's my business is service too. But for me to make money, I have to hire the editor, the videographer, social media manager. There's a lot of costs to go into it, right?
Yep.
And so me and my wife have, and you helped me with this a bit last year, but we've been brainstorming what's a fast lane model that we could implement into our business to print money at the how you do, right? Because you're service based, your overhead is your salespeople, and they get commission or something, and then your fulfillment coaches. But that's low.
At scale. And that's at scale.
That's at super scale. You're doing fucking real numbers. You know what I mean? So that's at scale. Mm-hmm. So what is it? All I'm thinking currently is we have this content blueprint. I could do weekly webinars, and then I could drive them to a conversion event, but I don't know what that conversion event is.
Yeah, the first thing is the original business model you have. It's service-based, but it's very one-to-one. You need to create something that's one-to-many.
Yes.
A lot of people prefer that too.
One-to-many?
No clients, they actually like it more. I'm not saying your high-level clients. There's always going to be those people that want the super hands-on, the super this. But if you want something that's at scale, printing money, you need something that's one-to-many. And there's a million ways to go about it.
Yeah.
But you said you had an info product, a PDF kind of thing?
Yeah, it's the content blueprint. It's the same blueprint that we use for our clients. It's our internal operation manager.
So what I would do if I was you with that is I would build out an actual community, right? So you have a community where everyone goes that signs up for your actual, say it's a 4K offer.
Yeah.
And in there you have a full A through Z course, how to create your Instagram, how to make your first few posts, how to market better, how to do this, how to do that.
Yeah.
Then you have live calls Monday, Wednesday, Friday, where everyone can join, ask questions. And then you use the content blueprint as an ad to a VSL and sell that content blueprint for $29. Because once they sign up for $29, now you're getting actual interested leads, right? And then you have obviously a follow-up sequence to get them on a call. And then once they get on the call, you sell the real
the 4K package or whatever to like that to the community. But inside the community, what's that product? It's just like community, or like it's just the course? It's like the blueprint in depth.
Yeah. So it would be the course. That's the A through Z, right? And then they get the community, which is like being around like-minded people who are building. When they have questions, like there's other people in there. And then the live calls where they can ask questions to you being the head person. Like they get to get on a call with you. They get to ask questions. Over time, you hire coaches, right? That's how you make something that's scalable.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we're trying to figure out. It's like, what's the one-to-many? I mean, also we have the podcast business. So like potentially we could drive people to that, like have some sort of podcasting offer or something, right? Like how to start your podcast A through Z or whatever, right? Like, or like, cause we're about to start a school community for the podcast for like anyone who wants guests, and it'd be like a free thing. I bought this list of like 1,500 different podcasters. So like I paid like $600 for that. So it's like get in the community, you get access to that for free. It's already like a $600 value. You know what I'm saying? But again, I don't know how to monetize it beyond that. Like, but I don't know. This is right, like live, like put you on the spot. Now I get a one-on-one Tyler Fierro coaching.
No, dude. Yeah, you need to figure out what is the main thing that people want.
Yeah.
What is the main thing that anyone would want, right?
Yeah.
Almost like a blue ocean. Does everyone want to learn how to make better content? Do they want to build a brand from content? Figure that thing out. And once you figure that thing out, you just market. You have an offer. And once you start getting leads, people are going to want the thing.
How do you think we should go about figuring out what people want? Like, I don't know, based on...
What's the most common things that clients want from you? That's not like, oh, they want us to show up and film. Like, what is the main thing people, like, what's the main objection? Like, what's the goal?
I think it's just like, yeah, they want content. Like, so it's just like content and to build their like online presence, essentially.
That's what I would do, like building your personal brand.
Yeah.
You know, build your social media to a point where you can have a brand, you can make money, you can
you can leverage it.
Exactly. And then that's the thing, that's the offer. And then you build out the community, the course, everything around that. And then obviously a sales process and sell people what the outcome is and they'll want it.
Let's go. Do you actually get them to the outcome? Well, it's hard for me, like, because like, so this is what and I think we've had this actual conversation before. Like, there's like the immediate ROI, and then there's like building your personal brand is a long game. Like I've been building my brand for like 10 years, right? So like someone that comes into the program is not going to get the same results that I've gotten over the last 10 years in a short period of time. But maybe there's like some milestone or something that we could create for them to help them bridge that. So like we could set up a lead generation system for them with their personal brand content, but they'd have to sell something, right? They'd have to be a business.
Early wins for clients is huge. Like for example, in mine, you said, do I get people to the
destination?
Oh, of course, man.
Well, I know you do for sure because I see you all the time.
Yeah, and the awards, the events.
And I've been to your events.
Yeah.
And stuff.
So you want to figure out with the thing that is you're offering, what would be a win? Would it be making their first post?
Yeah.
Right? Because some people, you know what I'm saying? Would it be their first 1,000 views?
Oh, there you go.
You know, so you want to set up where you really acknowledge those things and highlight those things and what's going to for sure get them those right away. Right? What's going to make sure they make their first post, their first 7 posts.
That's actually really good. That's a really good way to frame it.
Yep.
Because that's something huge. That's tangible. And a lot of people, like you said, are like in the beginning of the podcast, are like paralyzed by criticism that they don't ever even get started. It's just a cool idea that they need to overcome, right?
Yep. People are terrified to put themselves out there first. I would say that's the biggest hurdle I have with new clients is getting them to start posting.
No way.
And then I'll be like, hey, if you're an online business, you have to be online. No, but
I know it sounds silly, right? But it's like, dude, that's crazy. Like, how do you get them to overcome that? Besides you just being like, don't be a fucking...
We throw them right into the deep end. We make them make their first post as a story post, actually sharing where they were before and where they are now. So it's almost like their most vulnerable post. We give them step-by-step instruction how to do it. And then once they post that, anything else is easy after that. And then they get positive
feedback
because all the people are commenting like, wow, your story, this, that.
Yeah.
So they get all this positive reinforcement. The post does really well because it's their story.
Yeah.
And they're like, that wasn't that bad.
Yeah, and
that's
then
how
they
we
just keep going.
Yep.
Dude, that's pretty sick. What do you have like a blueprint on like what they do after that? Like,
yeah, we do.
Let's go.
Yeah, I have like a content blueprint, but it's mostly teaching them to be good about how to figure out marketing, how to figure out posting, because that's huge in our market. You know, you have to be able to connect with your audience, you have to be able to give them value, and just constantly be in front of them. If you could do those 3 things, you are going to make a lot of money. And the same goes with what it is you're doing. If you have that offer, you're able to show the offer, you're able to show the dream, be consistent, show some client wins, everyone's going to end up wanting it.
Yeah. So my personal thing is I just have to figure out what the product is to go one to many. As far as like creating an offer and driving traffic, it's like I could do that all day. I do that for the studio, bro. Like I literally do it for clients like every day.
So you have the hard part down.
Yeah, I could do that. Like that's the easy part to me.
That's the hard part for 99% of people.
Which is crazy. That part's so easy to me. I like dialed that down, bro. I could do that for anybody, anytime, like within a day. You know what I mean? But like, it's just, for me, it's like, what's the one to many? What's the product? And then once I get that product down, I know it'll be like, you know, on top of everything else that
and then
we're
just
doing.
have a good sales process.
Yeah.
Just figure one thing out and go all in with it. Like there's.
What do you think comes first, the product or the sales process?
No,
I want to hear
because
this must be a good one.
Okay. You gotta kind of fake it till you make it. You have to see that people actually want the damn thing. Like I would say, if someone has an idea, if you have an idea, you should sell the damn thing first. Then once it's actually sold, then build it. Because it's proven they want it. Because if not, you're gonna waste all these weeks, all this energy, all this time, and then you don't even know if anyone wants it.
That's facts.
So
I mean, I just made a YouTube video about that. Like
wow.
I set up an ad, I ran it, I made like 12 grand in 2 days, but I didn't even think about the fulfillment. I was just like, oh shit, I sold it. Like
now you're forced to make.
But now you got to fulfill on it.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I mean, they're stoked. Yeah, they're stoked. But like, but yeah, I think that's right. I think that you need to test the offer. I think the offer comes before the sales process. But if you don't know how to sell, like, right, like me and you know how to sell. So like if someone was brand new rookie, doesn't know how to sell, like, what do? They're going to be like, oh crap, now this is like ads converting, I'm getting traffic, but then maybe they don't close anything or something, you know?
Yeah, so real quick, I want to touch on a thing because I'll have people reach out to me and they're like, oh, are you going to help me with the training app? I'm like, what are you even talking about right now? You don't have a client, you don't know how to make a sale yet. It doesn't even, what you're talking about does not even exist yet.
Yeah.
So I think the difference between entrepreneurs and people Entrepreneurs is the entrepreneurs are like trying to figure out all the details of this, to that. The entrepreneur just goes out and does it, and then they figure it out after.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's a big key difference of people who are ultra successful compared to those who don't do much is just the paralysis by analysis.
Yeah.
Right? So I want to talk about that. And sales is the number one skill you need in life. You're either going to be selling for yourself or selling for someone else, but you're going to be selling, so you need to learn how to sell.
Sales is like, I didn't even touch my first 6 figures until after I went into solar and learned sales. Like after that, it was like
you could do at first.
And then freaking solar sales is like the most brutal form of sales, of like getting rejected in your face, people slamming your door. So like after that, selling anything else was easy. And then I made my first 6 figures not even selling solar. It was like selling my own shit, like, you know. So sales is literally mandatory. You could go into, but then also like if you don't can't hack it as an entrepreneur, you could sell for other people and still make a great living, you know?
Great living, yeah.
So sales is...
And you don't have to worry about building the business, people, they hand you leads, you just gotta show up and sell the damn thing.
Dude, but what I hate about freaking sales guys who we hand leads to is they don't give a fuck. It's not their money, and they're not their leads. They're just like, oh, they didn't answer. Or like, how many times did you call them? Once. Call that motherfucker 10 times, and on the 10th time, call him again. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, that costs money, bro. Like, so I want to share a story. I was going to make a YouTube video about this, but so my newest mentor, he owns this property, this whole building, and then he owns like a ton of real estate development. Like, dude's, I don't know his net worth, but I would say it's close to $1 billion. Like, I swear to God, like big time guy. And so I met him. He like found out what I did, and he's like, can you start running leads for this place? I was like, cool. So we started running leads for this place. We signed him a deal, and the contract value is like probably like $100,000, right? Like for the deal. But before we ever got the deal, we were getting leads. And so we're getting leads, sending them to his people. His people weren't working it. Like, we're not touching them. Days later, weeks later, hundreds of leads, bro, like 300 leads. And then we had a meeting. He's like, what's going on? I was like, dude, like, what do you mean? The leads are right here. Like, let's go through the data. How many times did they talk to him? How many times did they text? Like, they were empty. There was like chunks and chunks of time, like just never contacted leads. I was like, look at all these leads, bro. Like, what do you mean? So then I was like, I guarantee you there's a deal in here. I would bet my life there's a deal in here. So then I implemented one of our sales guys, started like taking care of the leads. Bro, got a deal worth $100,000. Like, so if you don't work your leads, like if you don't work them properly, like you're not gonna get anything from them. So like it's part of the process is like solving the problem from the beginning. Like, so one, it's your whole fucking method, attract, capture, close or whatever, right? So it's like, if we attract them and we capture them, but then we hand it off to someone that doesn't close them, and then they're like, oh, you're terrible, your service sucks. They're like, I suck. How many times did you call them? Like, you know what I mean? So you have to work on your online leads.
Yeah, so a few things from this. Most people right now have a ton of leads in their Instagram. I'm talking about people who come to me, right? Because they're already posting, already doing things.
Right.
The amount of people that have came to me in their first 2 weeks, they make 10, 20, 30, $40,000.
Because they already have.
Because they have so many leads that they have just been sitting there nurturing without even knowing it, and they just weren't capturing them. So there's a lot of you watching this right now. You have a ton of leads in your Instagram. You've been building up an audience. You just don't know how to capture and close. And this is what you're saying. Should people know how to need to know how to close? Well, people don't even know they have leads, right? So they don't even know they have leads right there.
Yeah.
And then with the closing, I always say that's the last thing you should give up in your business because it's the money-making thing.
Yeah.
Right? So that's one of the last things, like, with my clients, they should not give that up for a very long time. Like, you have to be the one closing.
Are you still closing? Yeah, or no?
No.
Not anymore? Wow.
Once in a while, I'll hop on.
Yeah.
You know, if it's a higher level client or someone that's really difficult, that's right on the fence. Because I enjoy it. You know, I still enjoy. I love closing. But I've done hundreds of sales calls at this point. But that's the last thing you should give up in your business, I think, is closing.
Yeah, I mean, that's like the high. It's literally you making the money. Exactly. It's like the literal action. But that's great advice. If you could build everything else around where you're just like closing, that's like the highest leverage thing. You have the whole organization rotating around you just freaking printing money. Like, that's probably the highest. I mean, that's probably the most valuable thing I do in my business too, is like attract all the deals and close them, you know.
And that's what's hard for people at first, starting their own business. They have to wear all the hats at first. So you have to be the marketer.
Right.
You have to be the setter. You have to be the closer. You have to be the coach. You have to be the operations. And that's really hard. But once you start growing, once you start getting money coming in, you have to delegate those things as quickly as possible, at least some of them. Because you'll get stuck. You won't be able to scale. You'll hit a wall. You'll burn out. Your business will start to go like this. You'll get discouraged. It didn't work. But a lot of times people, once they're starting to get success, they just don't delegate quick enough. And they don't even know. They're scared to give up power, control. They're scared to send money, invest. So that's one of the things I can say is if you start making money in your business, figure out the lowest leverage items to start delegating, get used to it, and then keep going with leveraging other people's time so you can work and grow the business and keep your time for the highest leverage activities.
What does that look like for you now? Like your highest leverage activities?
Marketing.
Just like content.
I'm at the point, man, where if I ever want to get to the levels I want to get, it's all marketing right now.
Like packaging, offer, marketing, like
no, it's like literally marketing myself, building a personal brand.
Oh, okay.
For me right now, it's personal brand because with my business, we're marketing, we're capturing the leads, we're closing them, fulfillment's handled.
Yeah.
We have a beyond proven track record. We get people great results. But if I don't build my personal brand, this is a sign for everyone. Everyone needs to build their personal brand.
Yeah.
I see a future if I build my personal brand where there's 10,000 more opportunities. I could build companies, brands, the business gets bigger, everything gets bigger. So right now for me, the highest leverage thing I think I could do is going all in with my personal brand.
And what are you doing like to do that?
Things like this. Things like this. Networking more, getting out and about, creating more content, creating more YouTube videos, just really building more of a connection with my audience. That's what you can call a personal brand. A personal brand is building more of a connection with your audience. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
So I need to build more of a connection with my audience.
It's just like the barrier of entry now is content though. I just did this like training where it was like, before the internet, your personal brand was just you. It's like your representation of who you are and how people thought of you. Now, the only difference is you have to do that online. Like the barrier of entry is just like a camera. But the good news is everybody has a camera in their pocket. And so you could just go all in with that and and kill it. You could do amazing things with your freaking phone camera.
And the thing is, it's easy to win because people think a lot of people are doing it because it's all they see because they sit on social media all day, every day.
Yeah.
But most people won't get out of their comfort zone. Most people won't post. Most people, if they start posting, won't be consistent. Most people, they try to do anything. Once it gets hard, they throw in the towel.
Right.
So if you want to get online, start building a brand, start building a business, it's not hard. It's just you have to stick with it. I think it's honestly easy as shit. If you're willing to give it a year of your time and be consistent day in, day out, try your best, it's easy.
So for you, how did you become consistent at like doing everything that you were doing? Like, cause I'm sure it's been hard. Like anyone that achieves anything noteworthy, it's not easy, but I think the internet or outside perceptions, maybe people think it's easy. So how did you kind of like stick consistent and like endure the challenges?
Yeah, I would say it is extremely easy, but it's very hard at the same time. It's very hard because the thing between our ears. Like when you're not seeing like immediate results from something, it's not easy, right? You're gonna have thoughts, you're gonna be discouraged, your motivation's gonna go down. How am I gonna show up tomorrow when I haven't seen results in 2 weeks?
Right.
But I think the business itself and putting yourself out there is easy, but it's hard to stick with. So with me, I heard a billionaire when I first started say, it's easy to be successful because everyone quits. Yeah. So the thing that's always kept me going is, this isn't hard. It's just things most people won't do. So if most people won't do it, if I do it, I'm going to be where most people aren't. So it's one of those things where I don't look at things like it's hard, it's this. I look at it like if it's hard, no one else is going to do it. So that's my mindset with things. And yeah, I'm too deep now, man. I'm too deep now. It's like it's either this or nothing. So I have to show up. You know?
Yeah, and you know what's crazy is when you get far along into this journey, right? Like, not that, you know, compared to freaking Jeff Bezos, we're both like, you know, flies on the wall. But like, yeah. But like when you get this far into the journey, it's like you can't do anything else anyways, because like, what's like the alternative? You just get a job and then you are like living at a fraction. You can't even live that way anymore because your consciousness has been expanded to it. So you're like, dude, I can't even do anything else because like I have to continue to keep up with everything, you know? So like, you literally think that it's like when you start to hit the wall and are hard shit, you're like, no one else is going to do it, so let me just keep doing it. Yeah,
no, I'm like, this is good. I love that it's hard right now. I'm going to learn a lot about myself. I'm going to push through this, and once I do, I'm going to be a stronger person. I almost try to have, sounds cheesy, like a warrior mindset through things.
Yeah.
Like, I love that this is hard right now. This means most won't do it. Once I finally get through this, I'm going to be a stronger person. Like if I can't even get through hard shit, how do I expect to get anywhere in life?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's my mindset with it because it's proven. This stuff is proven to work.
Yeah.
It's not like we're creating some brand new concept. The shit's proven to work for many people. So it will work for me if I just figure it out, stick through, push through. I'm going to get there.
Let's freaking go.
So that's my mindset.
What's like the hardest thing that you're challenged with today?
Oh, man. That's a good question. The thing that's probably most challenging for me right now is wanting to grow quicker than I am. Right? Does that?
Yeah, I think everyone has that
so
feeling.
It's the common thing, and that's probably the hardest thing I struggle with.
Yeah. What, like, can you elaborate though? Like what is your what's your vision of like where you want to be, and then like why do you feel like there's like a gap in it, and like how are you gonna bridge that gap?
Yeah. So the vision where I want to be is the academy growing a lot bigger, right? But at the end of the day, it takes time. Right, the business is a year and a month old.
Yeah, so, which what you've done in a year is freaking incredible.
No, yeah, exactly. So I have to take moments to like, okay, what you've done is great, and that's what I'm telling you right now is the reason I've gotten to where I am within 4.5 years is because that's always how I feel. So the thing you just asked me, it will never go away. That's kind of what I was talking about in the beginning. It's a blessing and a curse. I always want to progress. So the thing I'm always struggling with is I always want to be further than I am. So, and then where do I want to be? Man, I just want to be someone who has a big personal brand. I'm impacting people. I've changed people's life just through my content, through my academy, and building actual companies, brands, just the usual.
The usual? How are you going to get there?
Personal branding.
Personal branding. Build your personal brand.
No,
if you want the done for you service, give me a call. Hotline bling.
No,
you know, in the hotline bling.
Yeah, no, dude, I really think personal brand is the future. Like all the people who are making the most money right now are going all in with personal branding.
Well, so yeah, it's like the biggest leverage. It's just adding value to your stature. So, and what's crazy is just a formula, right? Like anyone could do it. I think, like you said, you just have to be brave enough to get started.
Yep.
And also like be clear on like. So I want to share this story in regards to personal brand. Like people, I think, because that's kind of like my keyword, right? Like on YouTube, that's like what everything I'm promoting. But people misunderstand personal brand. They think that it needs to be this special thing, that it needs to be a certain way, that it needs to be perfect, it needs to be dialed, it needs to be in a certain manner. And bro, when I first started getting in front of the camera, it was 2011. I was doing music and it was terrible. So I was doing music, failed at that. Then I started my first business. It was called Truck Mount Garage. It was a mechanic shop. Went bankrupt and failed at that. But I was doing content through this process, right? Then I worked in a restaurant, was doing music, for like 3 or 4 years, content. I was making content, right? And so like through the evolution of this, it's like people were following me and I was making bad music. Then they were following me, I had a mechanic shop. Then they were following me and I was doing music again. Then they were following me and I was selling weed. And then they were following me and then it was Pathfinder. Like, you know, so it's like your personal brand can evolve with you, and people will resonate with you on the journey. You don't have to be just like Tyler Fierro, personal fitness, millionaire builders. Like, you could be anything. You could like open up a freaking restaurant and like you can build your personal brand throughout that and people will follow the journey. And so people think that it needs to be this perfect thing. It needs to be packaged a certain way. It needs to be a certain way, but like it doesn't matter, bro. Your personal brand is you. No matter what you feel like you want to do, just record it and then your personal brand will grow from that.
You are the content. Yeah.
Yeah.
People buy into you before they want to buy anything from you.
100%.
So I started off with me just enjoying fitness myself with my audience. Then I started doing in-person coaching. Then I started doing online coaching, right? And then people wanted to be my in-person clients. They wanted to be my online clients. Then I started what I'm doing now, which is helping people build online fitness-based businesses. And now people want that service because they bought into me. They've seen my journey.
Yeah.
They've seen my views, my thoughts, my results, and they connect with that and then they want it. So that's what I always tell my clients, man, is you have to build a connection with your audience, right? You can't just look like a business. You have to look like a person because people buy into people before they buy whatever it is you have to offer. 100%. That's one of the truest things I've seen in 2025 right now.
Yeah, and it's facts. And with your personal brand, like you could be doing this one thing, right? Yep. And then you could change, like all of a sudden you could be like, I do content now, and then you start a freaking burger shop, and then people will come and buy your burgers because they like you because they've been following you, know? So, like, it doesn't matter what you have to offer as long as you continue to keep putting yourself out there. And so why do you think that people in your academy, like, what distinguishes people that are successful with it and not successful with it?
Just shutting their brain off. Shutting their brain off and being consistent. No, I'm being serious. Shutting their brain off and being consistent. It's the people who just take action. I cannot stress this enough. It's the people that come in, they think about it, they talk themselves out of it, paralysis by analysis. Those are the ones who aren't seeing results. But the people who it's almost delusional belief.
Yeah.
It's the people who have delusional belief. They don't overthink anything.
Yeah.
Like we tell them, hey, go do this, go do that, go do this. They do it.
And then they get the result.
Over time, of course. It's a proven model. That's the beautiful thing about getting someone who's done what it is you're trying to do. If you just follow with what they say and are consistent with it, it will work for you as well.
100%.
And here's the thing with my business. I'm teaching people how to mostly be online fitness coaches. So say someone comes to me and they're not in the greatest shape yet, but they're like, you know what, I want to build a business. We're like, yo, you want to be in the academy? We're going to help you. Here's the thing. They're going to become a better version of themselves building the business. They're going to start going to the gym more because they're trying to lead by example. So now they're going to get in better shape. They're going to get more confident with themselves. They're going to get better at speaking to the camera. And then within 4 months, they look completely different. They sound completely different. Now people want to work with them, and they've been watching that journey.
Yeah.
And they've been connecting with them in that journey. That's why I tell people who come to me, if you're not in the greatest shape right now, or you're not where you want to be, that's perfect. We're going to show you making that transformation, and people are going to want to do the same because they've been watching you win, you level up, and now they're going to want to do the same. And they bought into you. So now they're connected with you. You see what I'm saying?
Let's fucking go. Yeah, that's huge, bro. Yeah. I love that. So in the community, is it like everything is like mindset? Like do you give them the fitness like the actual fitness program, or is it just like?
I always say I'm not like a mindset coach. Like whenever I have live calls, because we do live calls throughout the week, I'm like, all right, guys, this isn't mindset. This is going to be actual teachings. Because I never feel like I'm doing mindset, but I think when I talk, I accidentally do mindset and motivation. But our academy is so info and knowledge focused. I think a lot of courses and a lot of programs, a lot of academies today online are mostly just motivation and mindset. Yeah. No actual like things to go apply.
Yeah.
We're the complete opposite. So we try to run it like an actual academy. So we have their first month, there's full classes all throughout the week, A through Z, making your first Instagram post, setting up your Instagram, setting up your business, how to start getting your first few clients, how to do this, how to do that. So yes, we help with everything. When they get their clients, we give them the exact programming to give those people at first. We build their app, we do everything because we don't trust people at first.
Yeah.
Because they're a representation of us.
Yeah.
So if you come on and you get 3 clients, we oversee everything. So they're getting the best fulfillment
I see.
because they're paying them a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah.
And that, in a way, I look at people as a representation of our company.
Yeah.
Like if you were a coach under Be Your Own Boss, I want you to be the best damn coach. So I
Yeah.
want you to have the best fulfillment, the best results, the best everything. So we're massive about it, all that.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's kind of like how I was telling you, like the leads for this building. It's like if you don't get them all the way through to the end and they don't do a certain piece of it right, then they're going to be like, oh, yeah, my coach sucks. But it's like, dude, you didn't do the process right, you know?
Exactly. And if they get signups and they don't let us, or and it's funny, man, because most coaches in my space don't give them any of that. Because if we have a client and they sign someone and we didn't help them with all that, that person's going to want a refund. And then
Yeah.
they're going to be upset too. And then
Yeah.
they're not going to think Be Your Own Boss works. They're not going to think, oh, this business doesn't work. No, your fulfillment just sucked.
Yeah.
Right? That's a huge thing. So yeah, we're very hands-on because we like to help people who are brand new, who are just getting started. And of course, we help people who are existing get to bigger numbers. But
Let's go.
we like to focus on people who are brand new, want to build a business, they enjoy the gym, they have a passion, and we can help them A through Z.
Let's go. So what's freaking next for you, bro? What does the future look like? What are you excited about?
I never try to plan the future, like what am I going to be doing in the future? Like I can't be like, oh, I'm going to have this company and this. But all I know is, and what I found to be true is you just have to follow the thing that you've been doing, right? I've been in fitness for 8 years now.
Yeah.
I was going to the gym for fun. Then I was, I already said this, in person, online. Now I help people with these businesses. So I think everything I do will be in tangent to this and it'll just kind of build off each other. But right now I'm just really passionate about Be Your Own Boss, building it as big as possible, helping as many people as possible, building my personal brand and kind of seeing where that leads. And I just know with my personality and being obsessed with progression, it's going to lead to something big over time.
I mean, for sure. Is there any secret sauce game that you could tell us about what you're doing to scale Be Your Own Boss?
Really good fulfillment. Best client results. No, this is how I built this is going to be some good stuff. People are always like, oh, how did you get the waist coach, my fitness company, to doing $50,000 a month in 3 months and doing 500 your first year and over $1 million your second year? I'm like, results. Results speak for themselves, but take it a step further, market the damn results. So I tell people, if you can't get clients at first, take people on for free. Get them the best damn results they've ever seen, and then market them properly. Show people what it is you've helped other people do, and then they're going to want it. They're going to see what you've been able to help others do, and then they're going to want the thing. And if you've been, once again, posting and showing things, they're going to be connected to you and want the thing. Does that make sense?
100%.
It's results, dude. Be Your Own Boss gets results with people that are unseen within the first 30 days.
That's crazy.
And that's why people want to come to us.
So
that's my secret sauce. It's actually, there's no shortcuts. You have to provide the best thing that you are providing.
Yeah, I love that.
Or provide the best service of the thing that you're selling. You can't cut corners there. People cut corners. Their fulfillment sucks, but they're trying to get all these sales, and that's why
Yeah.
I did the opposite. I was like, let's make the best damn fulfillment ever, and over time, it'll be the most desirable one.
I mean, yeah, that's how this business is. This business is only like the pod place, the studio. It's only opened in October, so a handful of months or whatever. And every month we're like doubling. But it's because it's an experience. People like come here, it's a safe place.
Yep.
They get their edits like within the hour. They get like, I give them usually like a behind the scenes video. I'm just giving them the best experience they could get. And so as a result, they're like telling all their friends, they're bringing more people, they're booking more sessions. And so like that core concept is what's driving this brick and mortar business to like continue to grow month over month.
Exactly. When you're just focused on money, money runs.
Yeah, I mean, so this book I'm reading, The Millionaire Fastlane, it's like talks about money chasers, and so money chasers don't understand that success is a process, or like anything is a process. It's like money comes from a process. It's not like just like you fucking just make a bunch of money. It's like the money is a result of a process. So if you commit
Compound
to
effect.
a process, then like money is magnetized to you.
Yep.
It's like it's a byproduct of the process. So just do the best process is like what you're saying.
I'm obsessed with the compound effect, and I've seen it in both ways. I've seen it where I shoot up and I shoot down. Even in the years of my business, I've seen myself shoot down because I went through phases of only being focused on the money, bad habits, bad this, and then boom, my business is doing shit. My life looks like shit.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm a big believer in the compound effect, and pretty much the compound effect is what you're saying. It's just be focused on the process. Be focused on your daily habits. The little tiny things are going to compound the right way.
Yeah.
Right? But the tiny little negative things will compound in the other way.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm huge about the process, man. I always tell my clients, figure out what your goal is Okay, this is good. Anyone can do this. Figure out what it is you want, right? What is your goal? Okay. What if you had to ask yourself, what would be the 10 things you would need to do every single day for the next year to be there? What are those things? Write them out. Once you write them out, forget the goal and just focus on those 10 things every single day. And then when you look up, you'll be at your goal. But people focus on the goal, not the process. So I think if people were more process focused, they would actually get to their goals.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a process. And so like, again, success or wealth based off this book, it's like, it's not an event. It's not like just like, oh, it's an event. It's a process. So you like do this process.
Yeah.
It's not an event. It's not like, oh, I'm rich. Like, no, it's like people that get rich like that, where it's like a lottery, you hear all these studies, like they end up, their life is like destroyed in like 5 years. They lose all the money or whatever because they treated it as an event, where like success is just a process. It's like a commitment to that, like what you're saying is the actions that you take day over day over day that compound. Yeah, and either positive or negative.
Yeah, most people aren't ready for success. They think they are. Success will destroy them. No, I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Like most people sit there like, oh, I deserve this, I deserve that. Like, do you deserve that? What have you done to be a millionaire?
Yeah.
Like ask yourself, what have you actually done?
Yeah.
And then you'll, oh, maybe I shouldn't be. And when you become an entrepreneur, this is why I love entrepreneurship, you'll become the best version of yourself. Because you can't get to a successful point without becoming disciplined, hardworking, pushing through trial and error.
Yeah.
Being resilient, like you're going to become a better version of yourself.
Dude, I tell my guys that all the time when they're like like my sales guy, like, where's my commission? And we're waiting for the payout or whatever. I'm like, dude, go get more deals. Like, why are you worried about one commission? Like, you think that anyone's writing me a check, bro? Like, you think if I'm like fucking off, like if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, you think like someone's gonna come save me? Like, no, you like right now I'm paying you guys, like, and I'm your safety net. But like, if I'm not on point, like if I'm not disciplined with myself, with my finances, with my like acquisitions, with my like what I'm supposed to be doing every single day, then no one's coming to save me, bro. I'm fucked, and my family's fucked. And so you're sitting here complaining about you and one deal, but what have you been doing with the rest of your time? You've been fucking off, right? And like the reason you only have one deal in the pipeline is because you've been fucking off. So fix that, and then the rest will fucking solve itself. Like, you know what I mean? No one's coming to save me. Like, so you have to.
Dude, exactly. And that's why I love entrepreneurship, because it just turns you into a way greater version of yourself. But I don't think everyone's meant to be an entrepreneur at all.
No.
At all.
I don't think so either.
I think a lot of people like the idea of it. And then once they start to see what it's about, they're like, actually, I don't know about this.
Dude, the only reason I'm an entrepreneur, I've been fired from every single job I've ever had except for one. The last job I quit because I was already with my wife, and before she was my wife, she's like, just quit. I was like, all right, fine, I'll put my 2 weeks in. But like, I can't keep a job. Like, I would just, you know what I mean? I would hate when like my boss was like fat, like not a good person, like, you know what I mean? Just like a terrible fucking human, and they were telling me what to do. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking piece of shit human. How could you tell me what to do? I'm like 10 times better than you as a human, like, you know? So I'd be like, no, I can't fucking do this. So like, I'd get fired. But that's why I have to hold myself accountable and like be the best version of myself to provide.
Yeah, and I just looked at it realistically, man. When I was younger, I looked at the job I was at. I was like, people are double my age still doing this job. They're not living how I want to live. The things I want in life are impossible with this. So I'm going to have to go out and get it. And I'm going to have to create opportunities. And while doing that, it's more fun. To me, I love building things, showing up for something that it is I created. I love everything about entrepreneurship. I think it's the most, once again, it sucks at times, but it's the most rewarding thing, man, in my opinion. I feel like as men, we want to progress towards something. That's why people love the gym.
Yeah.
They love waking up, looking forward to something, progressing in it, seeing the subtle changes over time. It's the same thing with building a business.
Yeah.
You're going to wake up, you have to work on it, you're going to progress in it, you're going to see small changes over time. It's the same difference. So that's why I think the gym's a really key thing. For people who want to be business owners, get good at the gym first.
Yeah. I mean, for sure.
Because it's the same things you need to apply to building a business.
Yeah, I've been working out like consistently my whole life. Since I was 18, I never stopped working out. Like, and I never worked out for like the physical. It was always the mental like aspects of why I exercise. Like when I don't go to the gym, dude, my family could tell immediately, like, yo, you're grumpy. And I'm like, I don't know why. Oh, I didn't go to the gym, dude. Like, you know? So I think the gym is like the fundamentals of entrepreneurship, just like condensed. So if you could stick to the gym and do good at that, like, so I want to pivot a little bit. Do you ever face things that are like scary? Like, you know, so for example, just to put some context, like this business, it's its own entity. The overhead's like $1,800 a month. It's doing about like $5,000-$6,000 a month. But we're moving into upstairs. We're taking over like an entire floor. Our lease is going to like $7,300 a month, right? So like there's a level of like uncertainty, but based on the trajectory of the way the business is going, I have complete faith. Like I know it's going to work, right? But like, do you ever face anything like that in your business where you're like looking at it like I don't know, like let's say you're like, oh, I'm going to invest 50 grand in ad spend or something like that. Do you ever face any type of uncertainty in your current business?
Yeah, it's funny you bring this up because I just made a YouTube video today.
Oh, let's go.
Talking about this. I said, when I was broke, just starting at rock bottom, to me, getting started was a no-brainer. I was like, I don't like how my life's going. I have nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I'm broke. I'm unhappy. What the hell do I have to lose?
Yeah.
So it wasn't even a risk. It wasn't even scary because most people, when they come to us who are broke, unhappy, at rock bottom, they're like, I'm scared to start. What are you scared about?
Yeah.
You have nothing. What are you even scared about? You're broke. Like, you should actually realize that this is the safe route.
Yeah.
You're going to actually learn how to create more for your life. Anyways, and then I said in the video, as time goes on, now it's harder to take risks, to take bets, because now I have shit to lose.
Yeah.
So yes, I would say almost every other day there's a scary decision, but it's those things that you're doing right now is what's going to lead to growth. And I think it's mandatory. You have to do things that get you uncomfortable, that are scary, that are risky. That's where the growth comes. And it's gonna just totally change your perspective. And I was saying, because we took a private jet a few days ago, I was like, once you fly private, you don't want to go back commercial. Once you experience a Lambo, you don't want to go back to a Prius.
Yeah.
So it's necessary for you to get out of your comfort zone, do things that are risky. It's going to change your perspective, and it's going to force growth.
Yeah. So
I would say a lot of shit I do is scary.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't know if it's, I see what you do, and I'm like, you're fucking tricking off like thousands of dollars. I'm like, this guy's fucking tricking off money. But that would be like scary to me, right? Like, I don't know what your weekend just cost, right? Like the private jet, the fucking R8, and then the house and all that. I'm like, dude, this guy just fucking spent like 10, 20 grand just on a weekend, right? Like, is that type of things that like create that like pressure for you? Not pressure, but like that I don't know what it's called, like that uncertainty, like it's almost like a combustion, right? Like that's what boom, like perpetuates you.
Yeah, I want to be clear. In the start of my journey, I sat in my room, did not go out, didn't do shit, only worked on my business, didn't spend much money, and I was dialed in for years. I want to be clear with that. This is not day one. I was effing off, spending a lot of money. I locked in for a very long time. It's a funny story. When I was 21, when I turned 21, all my friends were going to the club. I'm going to get to what you're saying. They were all going to the club, and they're like, Tyler, you want to come? We're going to be standing in GA. And I'm like, I will go to the club when I'm that person.
Yeah.
I don't want to go and just fake it right now. So from a young age, all the way up until probably until a month ago, didn't do shit. I've just been working on my business, locked in, dialed in. And now, yes, that is actually what's risky, what's scary is I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I'm spending more money, I'm doing trips, I'm getting nice things, I'm building a personal brand. So I would say, that's probably the number one scariest thing in giving up control of my business. Delegating, right? I'm at that level now. It's not a super high level, but I'm at that level now where I have to slowly remove myself from the business. I have to build more of my brand. So I would say, I'm looking at something that's very uncertain. Like, is all this stuff I'm doing right now going to be worth it? Is this all just for a waste? But I know for sure, because it's been proven for people who are in similar positions as me, at this point, they did this and it worked out for them. So I just have to trust that. So yes, it's scary. It feels risky. I have days where I'm like, is this even worth it? But I just trusted it.
Yeah.
Delusional belief.
That's how, I'm in the same, when I do things like that, right? Like I'm in the same, it's almost the same feeling. It's like, it feels like uncertain. Like there's a little bit of like, I don't want to say fear, because it's not like fear, because I know it's going to work based on the trajectory, based on the results, based on like everything that's happening. It's like clear that it's going to work, right? And if you focus on that, of course it'll materialize. But I think that's what creates.
Well, let me ask you something. How much did you say it was going to cost?
It's like $7,300 a month.
Okay, so say you took $7,300 and you just threw it out that door right there. It's gone forever. How long would it take for you to make $7,300?
It's like a week.
Is a week worth of risk?
Yeah.
There you go.
But there's like, as I'm thinking of this as its own business. Like, right, like have you heard the expression like robbing Peter to pay Paul? Like obviously like with all my assets, like I could always take 7,300 and like give it over here. But if I'm looking at this entity as like its own like brand new baby, like us, like 5 years ago, right? Like that's kind of what this is. So like if you treat it in its own system, then it's really risky based off its own numbers and its own projections. Like, can this entity, like this business, this person, this thing, make 7,300? How long would this entity take to make 7,300? It'd probably take like a month, like, you know.
Well, I think you're just being a human right now.
Yeah.
But you're still doing it. Most people will want to do something, have these thoughts, and then talk themselves out of it. Yeah. You're going to have these thoughts no matter what, but you're still doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and like I said, I know it's going to work out.
Yeah, so
who cares? And what's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work? Like, that's the worst fucking thing that can happen. Just try another thing. Like, you know what I mean? I think business is just trying shit. Like, trying offers, trying this, trying that, and then boom, something works, and it hits, and you just keep doing that. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, that's how I look at it. It's an experiment. Like, will it work? Probably. But if it doesn't, it's its own entity.
That's
like,
the thing.
You know
have to take bets. You have to take risks. You have to invest in yourself. That's the only way opportunities are going to happen.
Otherwise, you're closed.
If you just keep doing the same shit, nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
Nothing changes if nothing changes. These are the biggest things I'm about, man, because you got to remember, I help brand new people.
Yeah,
and people get over, and I have to help people who aren't entrepreneurs, who've never built a business, who've never not been an employee.
That's true.
Realize this is the thing that you need to do if you ever want your life to change.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm very passionate about the things we're talking about. And that's what I need people to realize. Nothing will change if nothing changes. And like, what's the worst that's going to happen?
Yeah.
Maybe you escape the life you don't like living right now, because most people come to me, they hate their days. They hate their jobs. It's like, what's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to be able to not live that way now.
Well, I love what you said, bro. That's got to be like the number one close. Like, you don't have anything, bro. What are you afraid of? Like, what are you going to lose? Nothing. You don't have anything to lose. Like,
well, usually people are where they are because of how they are. Like, you are where you are because everything you've done to this point has kept you here. You are where you are because anytime you have an opportunity to make a change, you don't. That's why you are where you are. So I have to help people get over that. And now, my team help people get over that because we have to be a coach. Part of my job to help people make a change and become successful over time is starting. That's part of our job. That's really our first coaching job, is helping people start. Like
really,
because that's the first step, is starting. It's not starting then going to post on Instagram. No, it's starting. That's the hardest step. That's the first step.
It's like that decision. And then, wow, that's crazy. I love how you put like the milestones, like just help them do one thing that's like hard for them, which is so crazy that like something that me and you do so regularly, like I don't even, bro, you know how many, every time there's this new feature, it's free game. There's this new feature on Instagram called Trial Reels. I don't know if you're familiar with it. I do. So every time I post one post on my Instagram, I post five different hooks, 5 different things on Trial Reels. So like for every post, I'm posting like, bro, like, I post 7 to 10 times a day. So a week. So that means I'm posting like 70 to 100 times a week. Like that's how many times I'm personally posting. So I don't even think that like there's no barrier of entry, but that is a whole barrier of entry for someone. That's nuts. I never even considered that. Like that's crazy. But see, you have a different vantage point because like you said, you deal with people who are brand new, who have never even done this. I don't even talk to people like that. Like I'm like, oh, you smell poor. Get away from me. You reek of poorness.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I like brand new people. The main reason I started off with working with brand new people, and to be clear, I work with existing coaches. I work with coaches who make $30K a month and want to get to $70K a month, right? I work with people who have big businesses and want to build more of a brand or maybe create an offer.
Right.
But the reason I love working with brand new people and we built Be Your Own Boss and I'm so passionate about it is because I was that person who wanted to be my own boss, right? Like I wanted to be my own boss because I hated working for other people. And I know a lot of people want to be their own boss. They just don't know how to. They don't know how to go about it. Most people won't even give them a chance. Most people won't make their programs something that can work with them in starting at first, right? And we see the long-term ROI in every person. We're like, if Paul comes to us and Paul pays our entry, which isn't the most compared to everyone else, if Paul becomes successful, he's going to renew. He's going to stay our client. He's going to send us referrals. He's going to be successful. He's going to upgrade. Now he's going to be a client making $100,000 a month. He's going to be on an interview and he's going to lead to 10 people. And I changed his life. Right. And I love that they have a clean slate. I could tell them what the hell to do and they listen. They're not like that person that's tried everything, like, oh, that won't work, I already tried that. Like, no, you didn't try that. You didn't do it the right way. So there's many reasons we love working with brand new people. We're one of the few that do, actually. Believe it or not.
Well, that frame inspired me. I was like, maybe I should do some service for these sidewalkers.
Dude, I'll give everyone some free game. Most people, their business sucks. They don't make that much money because they leave so much money on the table. Like if someone was to walk into a dry cleaner's with a hat and they're like, it's $3 and they have $2, the dry cleaner's gonna be like, well, sorry, it's $3.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure out a way to clean their freaking hat for $2 because that $2 leaving 500 times is gonna compound. Most people leave so much money on the table, and that's how I got the Waist Coach, my fitness company, before I launched Be Your Own Boss, $250,000 a month. I knew how to capitalize on every single person, finding a way to work with their finances, finding a way to work with them, and those people ended up becoming the most grateful, high-paying clients over time too. So people just don't look at their business like an entrepreneur. They leave money on the tables. They don't get deposits. They don't do follow-ups. They don't have financing plans. They're just leaving all this money on the table.
Yeah.
And they look at everyone like, oh, they're not going to have enough money. Like, no. Figure out a way to make their dollar work, because once again, you're saying goodbye to so much money over time. And I'm not saying be irresponsible and don't price how you should be priced and let people in for free. But what I'm saying is you have to be an entrepreneur with your business.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I used to do that too. I mean, I used to I used to do fucking videos for bro, you know what's funny is I used to do the same service we charge $6,500 a month for now. Our first few clients, we would charge $250 a month to do the same thing that we're doing now. And so, I mean, I used to do it a lot more. So maybe I could get back to the roots.
Well, now let's look at that business. If you have your core offer that's $6,500, that's like your high thing. You need to have like a ladder. You need to have things that are automated. Hey, you came to us, you don't have $6,500 a month. Maybe they have $1,000 a month. So we're going to do X, Y, and Z for you. It's way more automated. It's hands off. We're going to have a package that's $3,000. Maybe we have a package that's $50 a month. It's a community, and they get a replay of the live call each week. It's still valuable. It's still they're still learning. It's one to many. It's one to many. It's one to many, and then you have your one-on-one.
That's incredible.
Because that's not leaving money on the table.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
There you go, bro.
Like, we're not letting people into the freaking academy and giving them all our time for free.
Yeah.
We just find a way to try to work with people.
I love that. Bro, we could sit here and do this all freaking day. What do you want to leave the people with?
Success is a choice. If you work hard enough at something and you give it your all and you try your best every single day, it's impossible not to be successful. When people say they tried their best and didn't make something work, it's because they weren't actually trying their best. So I just want to leave you all with, if you want to do more in your life, it doesn't matter what it is. It could be a business, it could be fitness, it could be your relationships, it could be anything. If you try your absolute best, it will work, it will happen. You just have to be consistent and actually give it your best in anything in life. And if you want help with your online coaching business or start an online business, please go to my Instagram, shoot me a DM. I get back to everyone personally, and we will help you start your own business.
What's your Instagram?
The Waist Coach, but in a few weeks it's going to be Tyler.Fierro.
Let's go.
Change it back, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so.
I love it. Cool. So follow him and subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.